Hey guys, making another video here. Just started the recording. Sorry you missed the first move. White played e4. I'm kind of mad because I just recorded a great video. I had a nice win against the Nimzo Indian, and the audio was totally messed up when I went to produce the video. Like, just completely garbled. It was sounded like chipmunks. So, I guess I'll probably run into roadblocks like that.
Check.
I'm still a newbie in recording stuff. So here I'm playing the Scandinavian. I wonder who this guy is, Champ Buster. That's an Icelandic flag. Stefan Kristjansson. Okay. I remember this guy. He's obviously Icelandic Grandmaster. I played in the Reykjavik Open a couple times, and I remember him. Knight h4 this early. I mean, that kind of begs the question whether I can take on d4. I think I should because that forks both these pieces. If he takes on f5, I take on c4. So let's do it. Yeah, now take here. So I think I'm pretty much just up a pawn in this position. Don't see a lot of compensation for him. I love to wheel out the Scandinavian against e4, especially in Blitz. I don't really play it OTB too much anymore, but it's like a great Blitz weapon.
Check.
I have to be a little cautious here because I just noticed knight c4 is really annoying. Might have played a little hastily. What to do about this? Maybe it's not that bad if he gets that move in. Just seems annoying though. So if I castle, he goes knight c4, I check on g5, let's say, followed by knight e5. Does that make sense? This looks kind of dangerous. Can't play knight b6 to stop him because I'll lose f6. I could play queen e5, but he can still play knight c4 in that case. I think I'm just going to castle. And if he goes knight c4, play king to c7. Not super thrilled about this, but... Oh, actually, ooh, no. Well, might not be so bad. I'm already burning a lot of time here. Let's try this move. If he jumps into d6, I'll check on g5. And then guard the f7 pawn somehow. Probably queen g6. I'm kind of playing with fire here. I didn't really want to have to do this.
Check.
I think for the moment I got everything covered, though. Queen's pretty well placed here. Stops any queen g3 business, too. My queen side's open. Like, he can go queen b4 or something. I'll probably block with the knight on b6 then. This is one of these positions where you just need a couple tempos to consolidate. If I'm able to do that, I like my chances with the extra pawn, but I really got to play faster in these videos. Every single video I've recorded so far, I'm down on time. But I do recommend the Scandinavian as a good blitz weapon, and also just a simple opening that is pretty easy to pick up. That's probably a good move. Threatening rook g3. I can sack my queen here, but that doesn't seem good. Like, move the knight and then take on d6. I think I'll play this. I'm kind of worried about, like, queen b4, for instance, here. But then I can go b6. Seems reasonable. The king is a little vulnerable at the moment, though. So I just need a couple moves to get organized here. He could play rook h3 now, if he wants. Try to repeat the position, like queen g6, rook g3. Although maybe like rook h3, queen g4 is plausible. Because then after the trade, he takes f7, I take f2. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. That might be a little bit unexpected by him as well. So counterattack. I like the look of this. I think I'm going to get an ending with an extra pawn. Probably should go rook g1. Rook f1. Wow, he just resigned. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that to happen. I thought he was going to at least try to make this difficult. But yeah, I mean, it is probably winning for black. Like, essentially, I mean, this pawn is somewhat discounted for him. So even though he's only down one pawn, he's facing two pawns in the center that I have connected past pawns. Resigning seems a little extreme, but I understand why he did it. Let's take a look at this game real quick. The thing I really like about the Scandinavian is that when you play it, like a good 90% of the time, you can expect to get this position after 3 moves. And if you played the Scandinavian a while, it's almost a guarantee that you have way more experience in this position than your opponent does. I found the Scandinavian is much better in situations where your opponent's not expecting it. So hence, I don't really play it like OTB too often, because often I'm playing in tournaments where my opponents will know the pairings in advance and they know that this is in my repertoire. But in like one-off games and against low-rated players and in situations where you want to try to get them out of their comfort zone, it's a great weapon. And it's a great blitz bullet weapon too. So all this is normal. This position is kind of a tabia for the line. He played what's considered to be one of the best moves, knight d5. There's also queen e2. Queen e2 is pretty popular as well. And knight e5. Knight e5 is a decent move as well, trying to go g4. So here, I think the most testing move is bishop b3, just defending the c2 pawn, and then preparing queen to e2, followed by castling long. As a general rule, I don't think white can get any advantage against the Scandinavian if they castle short. I think it's really important for white to castle long and try to be aggressive in the center. Castling short usually plays into black's hands and isn't dynamic enough. So knight h4 has got to be a mistake, because I take on d4 and I'm threatening his knight, threatening his bishop. I think he's pretty much forced to take my bishop. Then I take here and black's just up a pawn. Got a couple problems, like I'm a little bit behind in development, but I kind of think maybe bishop b4 wasn't the best move. Maybe I should have just played knight d7 straight away. But I was trying to get the dark square bishop off the board, exchange his dark square bishop. But this led to a few problems, like now it started dawning on me that the d6 square is weak. So castled, both castled. Now here's like kind of a critical position. I played king b8, sort of prophylaxis against knight d6. I was going to play queen g5, but I thought maybe keeping that move for reserve would be better. I wonder if he missed anything better around here. Just going to enlist the help of the engine. I might try to figure out a way to adjust my screen capture so you can see the engine eval too when I'm in analysis mode. Yeah, I like queen g5 and king b8 here for black, and it does give me an advantage. Oh, actually, you can see the eval right here. So that's nice. So check here, queen g6 just to guard the pawn. He went there. Engine says just take the g-pawn, just snap it off, and you got like a winning advantage. It's pretty typical for what an engine would suggest. I didn't even look at that move in the game. See, like, engines are totally unbiased, you know. They're going to consider moves like queen takes g2, which I probably would consider too in a longer game. But I kind of just had it in my head that my queen had to stay tethered to the f7 pawn, so I'm not even going to look at a move like that at the moment with limited time. So here, oh, rook d7. Yeah, rook d7 might have been better than b6. Oh, okay, it likes b6 too. I just didn't want to have to weaken myself too much on the queen side here because I'm kind of short of pieces to defend my king. So here, it says go queen e2. Another move I didn't consider. Indirectly preventing any move of this knight because of rook d1 check. I liked what happened in the game, queen g4. Okay, it also says that's strong for black. Yeah, because I'm threatening his queen. I mean, maybe he could play like queen a3, but this knight seems kind of stranded. Oh, and actually, yeah, I can take on g2 next move if he moves his queen. Or plays something like c4 even. So he's kind of compelled to trade. And this is what I was banking on, this respond to a fork with a fork of my own. This just looked good for black. Yeah, he played take. I took. He's got to move the rook. I took here and then played f5. So that's actually a lot higher evaluation than I was expecting, but I guess it makes sense. I mean, as I was saying, white's pretty much down at least maybe a pawn and a half, probably closer to 2 pawns because the doubled h-pawn doesn't play. And his king's cut off. I was thinking he was going to go like rook g1 or something, but he can't even activate this rook until he addresses the back rank problem. So, wait a second. Why does it suddenly say... Oh, okay. It said b4 0.00. Like, b4 would give white equality. I think it just took a while for the computer to adjust its eval. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys later.